He gonna take your chili. Rich Trapper signing in, CNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though. Big dog. Tap in with the tap in. You ain't tapped in with the tap in. Like, comment, subscribe, everything we got going on here at CNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though. Big dog. Hit that like, hit that comment, hit that get subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use. That knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Hit that like, hit that comment, hit that get JJ. I told you. Hit that like, comment, subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. JJ, what you do past that is your business, but I told you. Flakko has had a year-long plan, allegedly, to take down Almighty Suspect. So we're going to actually get into this without further ado. Let's get into this content. Let's get into it. Let's go. Big shout out to Just Clips. If you ain't with Just Clips, you need to go with Just Clips. Give them a like, comment, subscribe. I just did. Shout out to them. Let's go.
Okay, so in the last video, I had a question. Now, the DC Baby Draco versus Suspect drama, saga, whatever you want to call it, is very interesting. But I had this one looming question, and it's kind of like the why is this happening? It had seemed like it came out of nowhere, but in reality, upon digging deeper, it's definitely not out of nowhere. And on top of that, new friend of the channel, DC Baby Draco, actually posted some very helpful context clues on his Instagram page as to why Suspect might have felt enough of a way to either, talk bad on his name, do little sneak shots and jabs at him. We kind of figured out why. It's something as old as history. Some of the most ancient wars ever started over a woman. So Suspect, he's supposed to be Mr. P, right? But he's beefing with somebody over him being in his feelings over Jaleese. Just because their steakhouse date didn't work out, but DC Baby Draco had Jaleese all up in the telly. You see him monkey dunking her right there.
He's monkey dunking her. That nigga that monkey dumped that girl. Monkey dunked that girl. Hey, hold on real quick, man. Hold on. I gotta send my girl a message real quick. Man, I can't wait to see you to monkey dunk that pussy right in the bed. Bow! Monkey dunk that ass. I know you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look at the video I just sent you. I'm gonna show you what a monkey dunk is. I'm gonna monkey dunk your ass. Hold on, let me make this little video for my girl real quick. This is funny, y'all. Monkey dunk. That nigga said he monkey dunked Jaleese. That's right. He monkey dunked that little woo-wop. That's right.
Because their steakhouse date didn't work.
That nigga said he monkey dunked her ass. I've never in my life heard that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, but DC Baby Draco had Jaleese all up in the telly. You see him monkey dunking her right there. He's literally monkey dunking her.
Like, monkey dunk your ass, girl. Stop playing with me. I can't wait to monkey dunk you.
Like he's Daniel Gafford on the Wizards. Like he's Stroll Miles Swift. If y'all know who Stroll Miles Swift is, check that out. A monkey dunk. That's what a monkey dunk is. Anywho, though, from one animal to the other, let's jump to Poetic Bison back now, because that's how we're gonna start this one off for real. I just had to throw those clips in to provide a little answer for the question that I had in the previous video. But so for this video, Poetic Bison back, he has Almighty Dotson's replacement lined up. Suspect asked the replacement to line it up the first time he met the guy. Yeah, Brandon, the defiant one. The dude who can slam Flakko's ops on their heads at any given moment. Flakko has his goon in place, and now his goon isn't just...
Brandon is not Flakko's goon. Is Brandon a cool dude? Is he cool with Flakko? Yeah. Is he gonna step in when Flakko get his feet whipped? No. Is Brandon gonna get involved in any politics that's gonna go crazy to save Flakko based off Flakko's flammy, skullduggery, and larceny? No. So I get how it might appear, but please don't ever disrespect, Brandon and what he got going on as being anybody's foot soldier for a pathetic fatso.
Just all bronze either. He can debate. Yeah, I don't agree with all his takes, but he can debate. he does that. The first time he was on No Jumper, or well, second time was the news, but he did an interview. It was Flakko as the moderator, Brandon on one side of the debate, and Gorilla Hebrew on the other side of the debate. And that was what the whole premise of the show was. Now, keep in mind, Flakko's been actually wanting to transition from doing just regular news reporting or doing the No Jumper News to holding a debate-based show. That's what he wants his thing to be on No Jumper. So that was kind of a test run for that. But also, it's a test run for taking the channel into a different direction, which with the current events at No Jumper, they kind of do have to move away from the gang content. Oh, and speaking of moving away from the gang content, the guest of honor, he wasn't playing that shit, for lack of better words. He said, "Yo, I'm not here to talk about none of that gang shit." He gave them one warning, and Brandon slipped up, mentioned a gang again, all in the span of like 3 minutes, and dude packed up his shit and bounced. So I told y'all I'm not sitting on here with y'all and talking no gang shit. So check out this clip.
The Travis Ford thing.
Okay.
Because I think you're 100% wrong for rejecting those Crips who were knocking at your door. Because I didn't know the details.
Counter narrative.
No, this ain't no counter narrative. This is real.
Hey, listen, we're not about to politic over here and talk about gangs, man.
About gangs?
It's not even about like a specific
No,
gang
this ain't
or
about
anything
gangs.
like that.
This ain't
It's
about
not
gangs.
like- this isn't really specific to any gang.
Well, there's-
Okay, so what do you think I should have done?
Okay, so you told me when we were talking behind the scenes, they showed up, they had like a vehicle that was wrapped with like No Jumper signage, and they brought gifts to you like to pay homage. Like, cake. Listen, man, have you ever seen the movie King of New York?
No.
Okay, that's your problem. If you go, you need to.
I love the fact that Just Clips has this clip. I would love to enjoy Brandon's content on No Jumper. I'm sorry, but it's unfortunate. I can't consume content with somebody who's, if I drop a piece of Yistel on the carpet, better yet, if I drop a piece of Yistel on the Los Angeles County Jail bathroom floor, let's even take it worse than that. If I dropped a piece of Yistel on the IRC floor, the inmate reception center, where all the junkies be laid out and throwing up and having dope farts and getting dope sick and all that, the filthiest part of the IRC that you just standing because you don't want to lay down. If I dropped a piece of Yistel on that floor, he'd lick it up. No, Lush wouldn't even be the yoker that has the toilet paper under the bench. He too busy licking the Yistel off the floor. So I don't know. Like, I have a hard time. I can't tell you anything outside of what I posted. I can't tell you anything about that episode because I didn't consume that content. See, I'm not the kind of person that'll consume content of things and individuals and people, places, and things that I don't necessarily have a taste for. You feel me? No, Lushiana putting a glass pin 15 in his mouth. Now, I have huge support of Brandon, huge support of Munchie B. I like what Adam got going on every now and again, and I wish that I would, wish I would be able to consume that content that day. However, the Yistel liquor was there, so it was nothing for me. You don't have to be welcome in every space, and I was all right with the fact that I wasn't welcome in the space with the Yistel liquor. I'm all right with that. I don't have to be welcome in a space where, I could drop a piece of Yistel on a ground that's been covered in human feces, bio waste out of the front end and the sit down end. And if I dropped it on the blood, yamit and all that kind of stuff, if I dropped a piece of Yistel, he'd lick it off the floor. I'm not mad at not being welcome in the space with the person who does that. I'm all right with that. Every room isn't for everybody, and I'm all right with being everybody.
Immediately watch that movie so you could understand the very...
Nah, that's fire, though.
No, real talk.
They fuck with you, though.
One thing about Frank...
King of New York's a movie about gangs back in the day, right?
Yes.
No.
It's in the
80s.
That's Gangs of New York. See, you're wrong. King of New York is Frank White.
It's in the 80s. Oh, King of New York.
Let me get this out so I can educate.
Adam is bad podcasting. One mic, Adam. Stop bad podcasting.
Frank White was a drug dealer in New York. His whole crew was black, real killers, right?
Me. Okay.
He was a clean-cut dude. But one thing about Frank White, that's why Biggie Smalls always reference, he's like, I'm the black Frank White. You heard that reference?
His name was Frank White.
Yeah.
Because Frank White was not afraid or nervous around his guys. As vicious as they was, as black as they were, as clean cut as he was, he walked in and he act like when in Rome, do as the Romans
They had
do,
synchronized
and they had a
dance
high
moves.
level of respect for him.
They had synchronized dances.
But with black people, some people can mistake respect for aggression, right?
Okay.
And that's what you did. They did. Black people don't even do shit like that. Pull up with rap vehicles and cakes and stuff. The fact that they did that, that was the 60 Crips giving you a high amount of respect. And what you did was,
That wasn't no respect.
don't listen. Okay, name one person. Listen, I'm gonna speak on it as a dude from Long Beach and LA County.
Don't let them catch you slipping, Brandon. Keep your personal business to yourself. Here at TNN Trap News Network, we don't publicly associate ourselves with Crip Ninjas, Blood Ninjas, Essays, Asians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, White Boys, Jamaicans, Latin King, Disciples, Vice Lord Haitians, Parus, Hoovers, Norteños, Sureños, Mongolians, Wachings, Hells Angels, or anything like that. We don't associate ourselves with none of that. Keep your personal, Brandon. I'm slipped out.
Name one white person who you've ever heard of a gang coming up, bringing them a cake, wrapping a vehicle with that signage from your brand, right? That's the highest show of respect.
Fair, it wasn't a wrap. They actually had like monitors on the side of the vehicle.
Hey.
Out of here?
Yes, sir.
All right. What happened? You just not into the gang talk?
Oh,
All right, Neff. Much respect, player.
All right, shit. That was a powerful appearance. I'm gonna hit you after this.
Wait, who is that?
No respect.
don't listen.
Who's that guy right here? Who is he?
Okay, name ever.
It wasn't a rap gang talk.
Oh,
All right, Neff. Much respect, player.
All right, shit. That was a powerful appearance. I'm gonna hit you after this.
All right, so there's the clip of the guest leaving, but I play that one because it also touches on the second to last video, which is Lush in the whole Travis Ford incident that led to Lush's suspension and all that. Because this was basically supposed to be Lush's first day back, and you would think that the spotlight would be all on that. But to be honest, the 4 episode was kind of, for my purposes, it was a little boring. Like, I enjoyed listening to it. It was a good listen. I think Brandon is a pretty good podcaster in this group setting. You know, like I said earlier, his debate skills are there, and he's not afraid to challenge Adam, but it's not in an ignorant way, like how Almighty Suspect does it, or like how some of the other hosts in the past have done it. He's not just there to glaze. He stands on his opinions, even with some of those opinions being extremely strong. So it is refreshing, I think, is what it is. Now, we'll have to see how all us viewers feel about the guy once the honeymoon phase is essentially over. Because, you know, the honeymoon phase, it's easy to be happy during that. Was, oh, well, this is something new. But once the new kid on the block is no longer the new kid on the block, how does the block feel about him? That's yet to be known, right? Time will only tell. Now, to get us to our next clip, let me just say, it's going to be Wack 100 sitting down to talk with Adam like they do every week. But they're going to be talking about the whole Almighty Suspect versus Brandon thing because, you know, Almighty Suspect has been very problematic at the office. Now, this clip is from Sunday's Adam and Wack show. So it's a few days old now at this point, with today being Wednesday, that y'all will be hearing this. But it's still relevant, I think, because to the overall theme of this video, that Flakko, he's had this revenge plotted out for, I don't know, maybe about a year now, maybe even a little more. And why I bring up Flakko's revenge, that being the actual theme of this video, is that Adam is kind of running the idea by the other higher-ups or the people that he respects, you know, to get opinions on, hey, what do you think of this Brandon guy? Will you be able to get past him calling you sassy? You know, okay, you guys already hashed it out. That's kind of how this conversation goes. But see, if you watch No Jumper for enough time, you
ain't got to worry about Wack problems. Man, look. You ain't got to worry about Wack could be in a problem in a minute, bro, because Wack finna be up out of here. Wack finna be up out of here. Hear me and hear me well. Wack finna be up out of here.
realize that occasionally when there's like a hiring or firing decision, that Adam will run it by Wack at the Adam and Wack show and get his opinion on it, because he's managed for a long time in the entertainment industry. You know, Wack's like a manager. So his business acumen and decision making is
You don't what? What? Wack, you going to the to anything with the game this summer? You gonna be there?
actually pretty high. All his
Buster. Oh no, 600. That's a Buster. It's a Buster. Don't worry about that Buster. Buster.
flaws, we know his flaws, and the things that he goes viral for is sometimes nothing but pure negativity and things like that. But at the end of the day, you have to respect the businessman that is Wack 100. He's been managing some of the biggest names in the hip hop space for what, 2 decades now, for 20 plus years. Like, that's impressive. Not everybody.
It's not. It's not true. It's flu flam. There's holes all in that, but we love you, Just Clips. We love you, Just Clips. But that man's a liar.
Can just pick that type of brain whenever they want to. And I think Adam is smart enough to take advantage of that when necessary. So he's basically going to another manager of sorts and asking about this new prospective talent. And that's what's going to happen in this clip right here, while they also talk about the personal kind of back and forth that they've already had via 2 different podcasts under the same network. So let's check that out.
I had a situation that arose this week because Brandon, who, if you're not fully tapped into the No Jumper universe, he's the dude, the heavyset guy from Long Beach.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was.
Got into a huge argument with Suspect on the news, and that was very notable. He, on the No Jumper show on Tuesday, we can actually...
Man, he know he was being sassy as because
I'm trying to get to the point about Flakko. Like, my man Just Clips is stretching this out, ain't he? Just Clips, what we getting to? What we getting to? All right.
And I think it's looking shaky for him. I think he's on the thin.
is the black man gonna represent himself the right way instead of doing shit that's ignorant that he knows he shouldn't be doing just because why? Because he knows no matter what he does, he could always blame Adam. Oh, Adam got y'all up there crashing out. He knows this audience, when you do something stupid, they're gonna blame Adam. How does that help this young man who's a young man who needs to grow? How does that help him grow? I actually blame that shit on dudes like Wack 100, 4 Extras, all these dudes up here who should be giving that dude game. He ain't in a gang, so all y'all could collectively give bro some insight. But instead of doing that, let's let bro, instead of Lush, his real dad, fucking giving him game, he's fucking blazing his ass, and he's up here tripping.
No, but
Yeah, so all that shit sounds fine and dandy, but we're not gonna let that distract us from our narrative here, which is Flakko done plotted this whole shit. Now, what made Flakko mad enough to carry out this long-form revenge? Well, we're gonna go back to the past to understand the present. Check out one of the legendary streams where Almighty and Flakko went back and forth in a yelling match in the same room that we just seen them all sitting in right now. But this was with a different different set, same room. Almighty still got that same energy, has not really evolved as a content creator, at least in the No Jumper space. And I think it's looking shaky for him. I think he's on the thinnest ice. It's melting. He's about to fall through. He's about to drown. Can he get a life vest last second? Maybe. Prolong it for a little bit. But either way, I think the writing's on the wall. Your replacement is here. He was brought by your biggest workplace op, which is Flakko, a.k.a. Poetic Bison back, a.k.a. Freaky Fred. So let's check out
the homie Dusty David.
Bison back versus Dotson. Right here.
Bro,
not urban.
no black man should be
The fuck
comfortable.
are you talking about?
No black man should ever be comfortable giving a pass to any
honestly-
other race, Hispanics or others, to say the word nigga. That should never
Meanwhile, Les just said nigga. I wonder how he responds to Les saying it.
be a quote-unquote pass given, bro. That's wrong.
And my older generation doesn't believe in younger homies saying the N-word like that, but a lot of people do. A lot of us do.
That's because we didn't.
But we also grew up in the hood, and
y'all
it's like a
didn't
thing.
eat tacos at each other's houses and shit. Some of my best friends, bro, I got best friends who didn't passed away that was Latinos, that I was in the streets with, that I
One of my
thugged
best
with
friends
every
that passed
day.
away tattooed on me as a black
Every
man, so I
day.
concur.
Ain't no
Yeah,
taco
you
good
can't-
enough to get the N-word pass, bro.
Man, you don't even understand it. You're a fucking
I'm sorry,
clown.
bro.
Next topic. This nigga's a clown. This nigga's
I'm
a
sorry.
clown.
I hate to admit it, but I agree with the dusty one in the middle that keeps getting bigger.
Bruh.
Before we move on,
I'm a real one, bro.
No, you're not.
Bruh.
You're a real one. Where?
Bruh.
You just lied about
I'm a
where you was
real
from
one,
on
bro.
camera a month ago.
How I
You're
lied,
not
though?
a fucking real one. The fuck
How I
out
lied,
of here.
though?
You ain't no fucking real one. Nigga, you's a clown.
How I lied? I'm not a
Fuck
clown,
outta
bro.
here,
Feel me?
nigga. You
But
ain't no
you're
real one.
emotional right now
You ain't
and
no
angry
real
as
one.
fuck.
You ain't no real one.
Why are you emotional as fuck
Nigga,
right now,
You ain't
though?
no real one. You're a clown.
Oh,
Why are you emotional
I'm
right now, though?
passionate. Nigga,
Emotional
I'm
as fuck, though.
passionate.
No.
Nigga,
Passionate
I'm
is talking loud
passionate
and
what
getting
I
your
feel.
point, though.
I'm passionate
No,
what
all
I
niggas
feel.
clowns is
I
emotional, my
passionately
nigga.
feel like you're a
Hold on. Poetic Bison back, low key bodying him. I said the same thing in yesterday's episode. I said the same exact thing. I said people like Suspect love to lean on that passionate shit. Nigga, just because you're yelling does not mean that you're passionate. That's not a proper way to display your passion, especially not in a radio or podcasting setting. It's inappropriate. It's annoying. It's immature. It's childish. It's overly emotional. And everybody's sick of it.
Nah, bro. Again,
I
it's
passionately feel
emotional
like you're a
shit, bro.
clown.
You feel me?
I
It's emotional
passionately
shit,
feel
bro.
like you're a clown.
Again, bro,
I passionately
it's
feel
very
like you're a
emotional
clown.
shit, my nigga. Like,
I
you too
passionately
grown for
feel
this,
like
my
you're a
nigga.
clown.
You too grown for this, bro.
I feel like you're a clown.
You're
You're
too
too
grown to act
grown
like
to come
this, though,
outside
bro.
with your fucking toes out.
Again, bro, you're too grown to be acting
You're
like
too
this,
grown
bro.
to come out here
You
with
feel me, bro?
sandals and your toes out.
Bro, it don't
Fuck
matter,
you
bro.
talking
It
about?
don't matter, bro.
Fuck
You feel me, bro? Like, you look bad right now, my nigga.
26-year-old man getting
Like, why
called
do we
creepy
even
for
do this to
dating.
each other?
And stop talking. 26-year-old man getting
bro.
called
Like, why do we do this to each other, my
Stop
nigga?
talking.
Why do this to each other, bro?
Stop
Why do this
talking.
to
I'm
each
trying
other,
to
bro?
read the news.
Why do this to each other?
Suspect, I just want to be your friend. Suspect, why are we doing this to each other? Suspect, I just want to be your friend. Please, Suspect, please. No, we shouldn't do this. We're better than this.
So, my nigga,
I'm
why
trying to
come on
read
here
the news.
has
If
emotional
you're really paying attention, what Brandon just said in the previous clip mirrors what Flakko said to the Suspect a year or two ago. They're saying the same thing. This is yet another reason why I believe Flakko has plotted his takeover. Just recently, Flakko said that he talks to academics every other day on the phone for an hour or two every time they talk. What does that sound like to you? That's damn near a mentorship or something like that, right? And what, 2-3 years ago, academics planted the seed out there that Flakko could easily be running no jumper from within side. He's essentially academics' Trojan horse. Because academics is a petty nigga. He beefed with Adam once. Yeah, they're supposedly cool now. But don't for 1 second think that academics doesn't get off on the fact that he controls Flakko and Flakko low-key runs shit at no jumper. And now they're about to get Suspect out the paint.
A harsh truth. A very harsh truth.
Just because the disrespect levels are high enough to where Ack easily I can see Ack being in Flacco's bison ear. No, don't take that from him. He can't even articulate a point, Flakko. He can't even articulate a point. Don't take that from him.
responses, bro.
Pause right
So why
here.
be so emotional, my nigga?
I think we should pause right here, and I do think we should probably address this. Can you guys...
It's emotional responses for no reason. You feel me? Like, we
Stop
adult, my
talking.
nigga. Bro, we're past the
I
new
don't
shit, so
give a
Josh is
fuck
talking
about
up.
none of that. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly my
I
point,
don't
bro.
care. I'm
And
trying
we're
to talk
podcast-
about the news.
Josh is
I don't
talking, bro.
care.
Josh pausing for a minute. Yeah, bro.
I'm
Why do
trying
we
to talk
do this, my
about the
nigga?
news.
It's crazy,
I'm trying to
bro.
talk about the news.
Right,
What's crazy is you think
so
you
look,
can define
do this
what
every time,
What's
though.
crazy is you as one person think what you can define what other people can say.
But it's a
What the
conversation,
fuck are you
though.
talking about?
We're going up today.
Why do a
on the
conversation
cliff.
have
And
to turn
next
to...
topic.
No, though, right?
Next topic.
Why do a
Next
conversation
topic.
as podcasters have to
Next
turn into insults, my nigga?
Next topic, though.
But we're
How about that?
co-workers, though, my
Next
nigga.
topic.
Why do we have
Man,
to
you don't
do
wanna-
this shit
let's
to
not go
other
into
though,
that.
bro?
You the snakiest
Why though,
co-worker
bro?
here.
Well, to answer Flacco's question, the reason why they always have to turn into insults when it comes to so-called debating with
For sure, the snakiest person there.
the almighty suspect, even though his job is to be able to talk and have differing opinions, but be able to talk it out. That's literally, what podcasts are all about. The best podcasts are the ones where people, you don't always have to be debating, but that's kind of what sells. The first take thing, that whole concept is dying out, but you gotta have some things you agree on and some things you don't, and that's just real. That's life. I don't know too many people that just agree.
See, here's the thing. Just Clips, I got love for you. But let me ask you this, Just Clips. If you were in the IRC and you seen the Yistle head licking Yistle off the floor, does his opinion matter to you? So now take that same Yistle head and put him on a couch at No Jumper. Still the same Yistle head. Does his opinion matter to you? Or would you say, shut up, you're a Yistle head? Why are you talking? Who you're dealing with should always be considered.
Agree with everything that their friends say or do. The best conversations come when there's a challenge from a friend, from someone you respect. And that's essentially the true nature of podcasts. It's supposed to be friends in a room with some microphones displaying the dynamics of their friendship, right? And whatever size friend group that is, that's kind of where podcasts started from. There's also the radio people approach, which is also where some of it starts from. But what first took off was Joe Budden and his friends sitting in a room, occasionally disagreeing with each other about music. There's a way to crash out and still drive a conversation forward. Almighty Suspect doesn't get that because he is a bad podcaster. To answer Flakko's question, the reason why he can't do that is because Almighty Suspect sucks at podcasting. If you disagree with me, check out this clip here. Now, Almighty Suspect, he had the opportunity to have his own show. It failed. You know why? Because him as the leader of that show is a bad podcaster. In theory, he would be like a younger version of Joe Budden. If Joe Budden were to get into podcasting in his 20s, Almighty Suspect is supposed to be that for No Jumper. Does he seem anything like Joe Budden to y'all?
Why are his pants so low? Goodness gracious, put your pants up.
Joe Budden, who was a Hall of Fame podcaster. Does he seem anything like him when it comes to just podcast dynamics? I'll answer that for you. No. Hell no. Absolutely not. It's blasphemous to even compare the two. But I feel like if we could be a fly on the wall on the meeting to hire a suspect, and with Adam's obsession with the Joe Budden podcast, I'm willing to bet you that's the potential that they saw with him. Thing is, just like with the NFL, the NBA, you only have so long to prove that you can live up to your potential before they move on and go another direction. So let's check out why I believe they'll be going in another direction, away from this bad podcaster.
Because he was about to lie.
I think he was low-key pressing him, though. Nah, I feel like, nigga, he looked like he wanted to. Did you see him do this one? Like, he's sitting there thinking about, like, do I really want to lie on this Bible? That's the vibes I'm getting.
Because now we know he lying. Like,
so basically, it's like, nigga, you didn't go to the moon.
You refuse is easy call.
Yeah, facts, but it's like... Say, if a nigga walk up to you and say, I'm going to give you $5,000, put your hand on this Bible to say your diamonds is real. Oh, nigga, I'll put both hands on there.
Because your diamonds is real.
And you can pull that tester out. This is what I'm saying, like, or anything, like, you feel me?
But if you were like someone famous and they tested your chain and that was fake, like,
but
you know how awkward that's gonna be? Like, everybody's gonna be looking like, oh, you wear fake diamonds?
But I'm gonna be the...
Oh, who gives a damn? This shit is so boring. Let's watch the watch blow up again.
Almighty he always has to do too much to get his point across. I don't have to do too much.
You didn't have no points. You lost.
I did have points because I called my cousin. You only got that.
You were still wrong.
Okay,
I was right.
I'll give you that.
You was wrong.
I'll give you that. I'm a Scorpio, just like you.
You have to give me that.
I'll give you that because I'm a Scorpio. So chill the fuck out.
No, 2.
So chill the fuck out.
2-0. We 2-0.
Because Almighty always thinks he's right. That's his problem. You're not right all the time. Just like when he says the thing about NBA YoungBoy, you're wrong.
I be right.
You're wrong. You're not always right.
That's an opinion.
Next.
That's an opinion.
All you do is have opinions. All you do is have opinions. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your mom raised you.
Move on.
You love young boy because both of y'all mamas don't like y'all is harsh. Goodness gracious.
I'm sorry that you're raising a two-parent household. You're raising a two-parent household. You're raising a two-parent. Okay. Your mom loves you. Your mom loves you.
Suspect 3-0. Suspect 3-0. Suspect 3-0. Another one. What DJ Khaled said?
Another one. Hey, how many people?
What DJ Khaled said?
Another one. How many people who went through trauma with their mothers, though?
Another one.
Just because Almighty grew up in like a prestigious household, and he has some type of culture behind him. He acts like this super gangbanger. Yeah. All right.
Another one.
All right.
Cooked.
All right.
She's mad now.
Super gang member.
Who said he was gang member? I'm big old pimping. Cooked.
Pimping, or are you gangbanging? Are you pimping, or are you gangbanging?
Cooking.
I don't know. With the static you be having on.
She's so mad.
Some of the static you be having on the internet, I don't know. Is you a gang member or is you a pimp, blood?
You're mad.
I'm trying to make it make sense. Is you a pimp or is you a gang member, blood? Is you a pimp or a gang member, blood? Is you a pimp or a gang member, blood? Is you a pimp or a gang member, blood? You walking around with niggas gang. You walking around with niggas
blood all day. Do you gang bang?
You
saying blood all day. Do you gang bang? Yeah, fuck out of here. You ain't from nowhere. Shut up. Stop saying blood. You ain't from nothing. Shut up. Shut up. You're some shit. Shut up. I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated. I'm from nowhere. I don't say blood, clown. Clown.
Your mom raised you.
Clown.
Your mom raised you. Your mom raised you.
What your mom do? Thank you. Thank you. You're mad. You mad. You mad. 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 You mad. You mad. You mad. You mad. You're mad. You're mad.
I'm gonna be the what's that called where you like play the opposite? Cause like y'all saying
Devil's advocate?
Yeah, I'm gonna be that because you feel me? Like think about it like this, like kind of like if a nigga walk up on me with a diamond tester, right? Nigga walk up on me with a diamond tester. Of course I'm gonna let a nigga test each and every one because like I got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? But like if a nigga walk up on Lil Durk with a diamond tester and he don't let a nigga test his diamonds, like we all know that nigga's a millionaire. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. Like maybe like he just was like nigga like. Come on, bro. Like, nigga, what I gotta prove to this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably felt the way, like, he probably felt the way, like, and then on top of that, it's going to charity. Like, nigga, I ain't even getting a 5K. Who are you to even make?
Nigga, he's Neil Armstrong. He don't need $5,000.
Yeah, nah, I feel that. But
all right. So, to wrap this one up, 1, thank you for watching. 2.
Thanks for having us, Just Clips. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to Just Clips, man. Give him a like, give him a comment, give him a subscribe for everything he got going on. We got nothing but love for Just Clips. Tap in what he got going on, man. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest, and it's free. I've been waiting tweets free. We go.